Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Aquatica. Aquatica is a game designed by Ivan Tuzovsky. I probably said that incorrectly, I apologize. Published by Arcane Wonders and Cosmodrome Games. Plays 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes, ages 14 plus. 14 seems a little old, but again, who am I to judge that? Different people are on different levels. There we go. So, in this game, let's see if there's theme before I talk about what I think the theme is. The deep waters of the ocean are hiding many secrets and unknown forms of life. Among sharks, whales, corals, and shrimps, there live entire civilization of sea folk. For centuries, the great kingdoms of Aquatica have been building their world, raising their kids, and managing to create and prosper. But now, their resources are exhausted, and they are forced to explore the ocean depths in search of new resources. Huh, I didn't know that was a theme, so that's cool. So, effectively what you're doing in this game is you are trying to, you're playing card. It's a card game. At its core, you're playing cards and you're trying to buy and conquer these new territories, which are going to be cards that are going to slide into your player board to give you more actions that you can do in your turn. It's kind of an engine building game. You're trying to recruit new sea folk to come into your tableau or your hand, your family, so you have more actions that you can take before you have to pick up all your cards, because it's one of those games where once you play a card, you have to play a card then to pick everything back up. And you're also trying to meet 4 different goals on the board to score points. There's like 4 different kinds of things that they want you to do. If you can do that, you're gonna get extra points. So there you go. So if you want to see how that works, you can click the link in the video description. I'll play through a few rounds of it. If you don't care about that, stick around here and we'll take a look at the components. All right, so let's look at the components of Aquatica. So this is the box. I really love this art. It's amazing. Kind of has an Abyss vibe to it, if you've ever seen that, but I really like the blue. Let's look at the insert before we go too much farther. I just threw some stuff in here because I was trying to pack up from a previous play, but all the manas will go down here in bags. Cards go in card slots. There are these extra discs, which I'll get into. They go in there. Pretty nice insert. Not the greatest, but it serves its purpose. Now let's look at some of the cards before we get into the player board. Cards are pretty nice. They have good iconography, conquer, money, points, any icons that it does, and a bonus of sometimes you can get some additional attack bonus. I mean, the artwork is fantastic on these. Like, it looks like cool lost underground locations, and I dig that. The board is fantastic. These icons are pretty cool. So speaking of these tokens can go there to change the scoring around. So you're not always playing the same game, and they're all laid out in the rule book. Not a big deal, but something cool. The character cards are really nice too. None of these cards are linen finish, which is kind of a bummer. You can see they're really shiny, but you know, it's not the end of the world. They don't get shuffled necessarily when you first put them out, but when they're in their hand, you don't ever have to shuffle them, so no big deal. What they do is really easy to understand. All the iconography is in the rule book, which we'll get to in a little bit. I love the art. It's fantastic. Looks really well done. Now this player board is really cool. Let's turn this around so we can actually look at it to its full glory. Now look at this. The way these cards work in here is fantastic. I don't know how well this came across in the overview, but they'll sit in there like this, and when you want to use the bonus, you just slide it up. So say I wanted to use this bonus, I would slide it up. Now I get 2 more slide up bonuses. Boom and boom. Now this one's ready to score. It's going to give me a neutral manta. Now if I can score both of these, 9 points. So that is a really cool idea. I love it. The player board's fantastic looking. These mantas are cool. These are the neutral ones. They're like a purple. A little bit hard to read. Not necessarily the worst in the world. And then everybody has their own player color. So this is orange. Orange also has affinity for attacking shark islands. And I think green over here has the pillar island. So there's a little bit of asymmetry with the king card and the mantas. Let me show you the king card while we're talking about that. So king card is here. Everybody it's a variant, but everybody can get one of these cards in their hand at the beginning, and it's going to give you some special ability that no one else has. So this one will be draft a character, recruit a character for no cost, but then this card is gone. So there's a good card that costs $5. Spin this, get the $5 card, and you're good to go. So overall, well, let me look at the rulebook too. I always take a look at that. The rulebook is pretty good. It's a good size. It's square. It's not crazy big, which it doesn't need to be. Has components, game board setup, player setup, what the cards do, how they work, what all the manas mean, how they work, the actions that you can take, all that kind of thing. It's got icons, what you can do, all the references that you can take, and yeah, it's really good. So those are the components. Pretty good, no issues here. So that is it. Let's go up to the top, see what we think about the game. All right, so that is Aquatica. I am a big fan of this. Now, the first time I played it, I didn't love it, I'll admit. But I played it a couple times since then, and I'm really seeing how the game works and how it can build on itself. And the engine building is interesting. I love how the cards slide in the player board, and they, you know, you can have extra actions you can take on your turn. That's fantastic. Honestly, my only issue with it is I feel like once I get my engine, by the time I get my engine going, the game is over. And I mean, that's not a flaw necessarily. It's just I want more, I guess. So if the game keeps me wanting more, I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, this is a really fun game. I love the art, love the way it works. It has a vibe of some other games a little bit, but the way that the cards slide into player board is really interesting and fantastic, and a really cool way to track usage of resources in an engine builder, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I'm going to give this a BGM Accept the Seal. This is going to get a 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing, but we like to give the games we enjoy, and that is what I'm going to do. So that is Aquatica from Arcane Wonders and Cosmodrome Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. Can't talk today. And as always, keep gaming.